Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Stamp with June, and my name is June Arnold. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm going to show you some sponging with a brayer today on how to make this great note card set or greeting card set with all Stampin' Up! Products. I will make a list at the end of the video for any products you're interested in. If you like this video, I'd be really happy if you could click the thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe and hit the little bell for notifications for each time I get a new video posted. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to be making one of the cards that I have in this box. This is a sponge method. I've used 3 different shades of green. I have the 3 different shades of blue, and pinks and reds and yellow. So I also embossed the sentiment and the stamped posies. Okay, so let's get started and put these aside. This will make a nice box set for someone I'm gonna give for Christmas. So you lucky person out there. No, they're really quite nice. You could get lots of use out of these. Okay, so I'm going to start out with my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Okay, that's the card base. The black mat that I have used and put on the card base is 3 3/4 by 5, and the Whisper White cardstock is 3.5 by 4 3/4, and that's the one I'm going to be using the sponge brayer on to get that technique of the different shades, almost like an ombre of colors. So we're going to start with this. We're going to start brayering. I chose to use some shades of purple today. I haven't tried out the purple yet, so I'm going to see how that works out. So we've got Rich Raspberry, Gorgeous Grape, and Highland Heather, different shades of purple from Stampin' Up's ink pad collection. I'm going to start with the darker on the bottom, move up to the next one. Gorgeous Grape is certainly tone lighter, and the Highland Heather goes a little lighter than that. So let's get started on the bottom part. Put these aside. I'm going to use the Rich Raspberry, the darker of the 3 first. I'm going to take my brayer and start rolling it in the ink pad, like so. Now it looks like you're not getting too much ink. I already started out with a pinkish brayer from previous uses, but that's not going to come off. Red and purple will always leave a tint on whatever you use. So I just wash these sponges off under the sink water, give them a good squeeze, and they come perfectly clean again. So, but as you're noticing, it doesn't look like there's much coming on here. I can see it's starting to turn purple, but I'm going to keep rolling into a bit. Don't be afraid to get some color on there. What I don't want to do is go directly on the paper when I first start out, because then I'll just get a big dark. So I'm gonna see how it looks. I'm gonna start out on my scrap here, and I'm gonna come in and I'm going to roll, and then I'll keep using the color that's on there to try to see how you see 2 different shades, because this went down first. It's all the same color though, it went down first. So I'm gonna see what I could get on the lighter side, because we are using lighter shades of purple. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to open up my Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to actually use the same sponge on that, because I find they're going to blend anyway, and I find since this one I pretty much used up the color on, it's safe. So let's go ahead and get the brayer all colored up on the Gorgeous Grape. Now I could see a deeper color of purple, because it really is different very different shades, but we'll see what it looks like. I haven't tried the purple, but these are the colors. Oh, we do have another color, but okay. So I'm gonna again do this, and then I'm gonna start on top of what I already had. Oh, I hope you could see this. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here and bring it in down a little bit and see what we get. What do you think? I don't know. I'm still thinking if I like the colors, but let's keep trying it. This here. And keep rolling it in till I get the color that I'm looking for. I don't really know what I'm looking for because I never used these colors before, but let's keep trying. This is the lighter of the three, Highland Heather. I'm using my other brayer. I'm going to put aside the one I used for the darker colors, and I'm going to start a new one, a fresh one with the Highland Heather. I'll give it rolling, rolling, rolling. Don't be afraid to get the ink on there. Just keep rolling. I know it doesn't look like anything's going on there, but it is. Keep rolling. Okay. So I got a little splash. I don't think that's going to really matter, though. Let me turn it around, make it easier. All right. So here we go again. I don't have a lot of ink on this. I'm going to put a little more ink on here. And I'm going to come back and go over it. Oh, that spot right there. Must be the fibers in the paper. Okay. So this looks pretty reddish down here, but I know once the card is finished, it's going to be just pretty. It's going to be beautiful. All right, I'm taking more of the lighter color here, blending it in with the darker color below it. Okay, now that I like the way it looks, I'm going to go back to my darker, my middle Gorgeous Grape or Highland Heather. No, Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to run that in the middle of the two of them. I'm going to go down to this Rich Raspberry. See if I get it a little more shade into that purple family. Okay. All right. I'm happy with that. So it's just a matter of rolling your brayer sponge back and forth, section at a time. I start from dark on up. As you can see, this is the lighter of the shade. So I'm going to put aside the brayers now, the brayer sponges. These come in a set of 2 and 4 roller sponges come with it. They're very inexpensive, really. I forget the price, maybe $8 or $9. Okay, let me close these up so I don't make a total mess, because now we're going to do some embossing with black embossing powder. And I'm going to use, where's that card that we already showed you? I'll bring out this one. We're going to do, actually we're going to do white, not black, because this is pretty dark. I'm going to do white embossing powder using the Painted Poppies stamp set. That's these right here. This is a new item to the new mini catalog that comes out on January 3rd. You'll be able to get that then. And I'm also going to use the So Very Thankful from the For the Love of Felt. I just like that cursive font. So we're going to use that. All right, let me switch up. I had my black out. I'm going to get my white embossing powder. I'm going to do this stamp. So let's get that ready. I'm going to put it on my block. Can you see? Okay. I need Versamark. When you're going to use your embossing powder, you stamp first with Versamark, which is a watermark stamp pad. It has a level of stickiness to it. And magic happens when you take the heat gun to it. So let's see. We're going to first stamp our stamp. We'll get that in the Versamark. You're not going to really see it because it is invisible or clear, very clear. We're going to put it... 1 second. I forgot. We like to use the embossing buddy. It's like a talcum powder rub. And it takes the static out of the paper so that the embossing powder doesn't get speckled all over the place. I just want it on my stamped image. I don't want the powder all over in sprinkles. So let's stamp this. Okay. Can you see that? I'm not so sure. There. Okay. Then we're going to take the white embossing powder. Put that Versamark aside. White embossing powder. I like to keep my embossing powders in these little Tupperware Rubbermaid. That makes it easier to just bring them out when you want to emboss. It's not a big production that way. And I got some white here I don't really like. Okay, so we've got that done. Put that aside. I'm going to take my heat gun, my heat tool, the Stampin' Up! Heat tool, let it warm up a little or heat up because it does get very hot. It's not something you want to fool around with near your hands. It's very hot. The idea of this, it's going to heat that embossing powder and you're going to see magic happen. I hope I have it at the right angle. There we go. The white starts to become shiny and it sets. Okay. All right, let me turn this off and see where we're at. Yep. We've got the shininess of the embossing. I always love to emboss and see the finished product. I like to see it happen, and I'm not so sure on the camera you could see that. But let's move along. And we're going to do the sentiment in the same white embossing powder. I'm going to use Let's Celebrate. This way I could use it. I could use this card for a number of things, for whatever we're celebrating. Graduation, birthday. I like the Let's Celebrate because it's pretty multifunctional. All right, let's get this stamped up. Let's celebrate. We put it, excuse my head, I have to come up and make sure I'm gonna get that straight. And we'll do the white embossing powder again. Tap it on the back, try to get all that powder off, get the heat tool, and do the same for that. I'm gonna heat it up until I see it turning shiny. And there we go. It doesn't take long once it starts to heat up. There we go. Okay, so let's celebrate. And it gives it gives it a nice pop off of that ombre look of different shades of colors. And as you notice, we can't really see. To me, that was a little off in shade, but with the sentiment and the stamp set, it looks perfect. Okay, so now we're going to put together our card. We're just going to take the card base and the black mat, and we're going to glue, well, for the sake of the film, I like to use the multi-purpose glue, the Tombow multi-purpose glue. But for the sake of the video, less mess on my fingers, I'm going to use Stampin' Snail tape runner. And we'll do 1, 2, 3. This is going to go on the black mat because that's also going to give it a nice pop. Black mat. Okay. And no, I'm not going to use the glue. Again, the snail. I save snail for my videos, but I really do prefer the Tombow liquid glue. It holds up to anything, and you can reposition if you need to because it has a little more forgiveness being it's liquid glue. And we just place that down. And there you have it. Okay, so what I did, I took several colors like I showed you, and I'll show you again. And here's another color. And the set itself, I'll add this to the set, and there'll be a total of 5 cards. And who knows, I might do another color and make 6 cards. So we've got, let me get this away, it's distracting me. We've got that. We've got that. So here's our different shades. I did these off camera. The purple is the one we did right now. Okay. I don't think you could see them, but the yellow, the blue. Aren't they pretty? I like the way they came out. I like them. They're very, very simplistic, but a nice pop of color. I think they look real classy. I like them. So thanks for watching. I'll try to put some measurements down below, so if you want to know exactly what we did here. And again, please like my channel if that's what you do, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Take care. Bye.